Hey guys, and welcome back to Wild Hearts Homestead. We finally have a day that isn't pouring down rain or super windy to show you the progress we've been making in the garden. Things have been nuts over here. It's planting season. We have lambs coming soon. We had some really cold temperatures last week.
Oh look, it's our last frost date. Now we can plant, right? Right? Look at that frost. My front garden definitely gets way colder than my back garden because my back garden is not frosted. Covered everything up. We have some nights that are saying they're getting down to 38 as the lowest. However, this is frozen. This is ice. It couldn't be ice unless it was at least 32 degrees, right? So it must be colder in this garden than the prediction. It has to be colder than 38. But the back of the house, not frozen. No frost. It's the most bizarre thing ever. I guess maybe what happens is the cold air settles in the front garden maybe, and so it gets colder.
Our plants made it through, and our sheep got sheared last week. April 6th is our estimated last frost date, and again this year we had very cold temps the day of and the day after our last frost date. Check out all these seedlings. Now, these are not all mine, disclaimer. Some of these I am babysitting for a friend that went to go see the eclipse. So they are staying at my house, being taken care of so that they will not be out if the temperatures drop below the ideal. But we've still got a lot of cherry tomatoes. My jalapeno peppers did not germinate as well as they did last year, so I may have to purchase or trade for some jalapenos. We've had lots of Roma tomatoes, paste tomatoes. I still have cauliflower to get in the ground. Tons of Thai basil came up. And we got our bell peppers, we got some sweet potatoes, we've got other basils that have not been separated yet, holy basil, Genovese basil. We've got some cucumbers started. My daughter actually planted the cucumbers herself. I just handed her the seeds. She had some pots ready to go. She planted them without me even watching her, and they all came up. So that's pretty cool. We still have a lot of stuff we need to get started. We need to get all of our summer garden started, our squashes, but we might just wait a week or two more just to make sure we're not going to have a cold zap, because I don't want to have to be out here covering stuff and worrying about it. And our summer is so long, we've got plenty of time, so there's no real rush for it. But the mulching in the garden is coming along slowly but surely. I've been able to get some big loads of cardboard from an appliance place locally, and that has been really helpful because they have nice big boxes that cover a large area. But we still have a good bit that needs to still get mulched in the garden. We got all of our broccolis in. They did get a little bit cold, which I'll show you how much colder this front garden gets than the back garden, which was crazy. So we've got all of our broccolis. We've got a couple of cauliflowers in these rows here. We've got our potatoes in these rows over here, and it looks like we've got some starting to pop up through the mulch, which is awesome. I feel like potatoes and stuff I get a little bit more nervous about because you can't see what's happening underground, and so you just have to have faith that they're not going to rot and that they will grow. I have got my couple of Brussels sprouts that I had kept in the greenhouse over winter, and these are the biggest my Brussels sprouts have ever grown. So I'm hoping that these will turn into little Brussels sprouts and we can eat them. But you know, this one is still one that I am still learning. I have not perfected growing Brussels sprouts yet. There's something I just love about spring and getting the garden reset. It feels really good to just kind of reset and have a fresh start with everything and try stuff new all over. It's just refreshing after the end of a previous season to be able to start fresh and everything looks great and clean. In here I planted hull-less oats. I'm not exactly sure what they're supposed to look like when they come up. So this might be them coming up, or this could be weeds. We will find out and see. I am not entirely sure. And I did put some cilantro in the ground over here, which was coming up. This might be it right here. If not, I have some that I planted in pots as a backup that is coming up that we can plant, because we definitely want our cilantro for our salsa. We put in our snow peas along this fence, and I am going to put another row of snow peas on the other side of this fence. We like to use those for our stir fries. And this is the section I have been currently working in. We have our cabbages back here and our dill, and they're looking pretty good. And we have some more broccolis back here. And then at the very end of the row, we have our chives that are starting to flower. And I've heard you can actually eat the chives blossoms and that they're very good. I haven't tried it myself yet, but you can eat them. But these are all looking really good. And we have some volunteer broccoli on the side of the house from a broccoli plant we had last year. There is still so much work left to do in this garden, but I am confident that we can get it done, just a little bit at a time. And I don't even get out here every single day. There's a lot of days where I'm working a very long day and I'm not able to fit in time to get out in the garden. So I'm able to do this and work, and it is possible. It is not super easy, but if you can just plant one plant at a time, before you know it, you will have a whole garden planted. So over here on the side of the house, I had a really nice broccoli plant here last year, and we have some volunteer broccoli that have sprouted back here, and usually the volunteers end up growing the best out of everything because they were just there, they got planted, and they came up through all of the elements, and they usually are one of the best growing plants that we have in the garden. Our asparagus are all looking really good. They're sending out their little flowers and their seeds, so they will spread out in this bed, and then we should have tons and tons of asparagus in here next year. It wasn't windy all morning, and so I'm like, okay, finally I'm gonna come out here and do this little garden tour video, and now the wind is picking up. Figures. But check out how pretty these azaleas are looking. They're all bloomed. They look so good. I did not get them pruned this year, and that's fine. We'll prune them in the fall or prune them in the spring next year, but they are so pretty. This vibrant pink. And right tucked into them, we have our blueberry bushes, and they are looking fabulous. I can see a lot of fruit on here. It looks like they did not get zapped from that cold weather. There's still a couple blooms that are coming on. But I'm so excited. We're going to have lots of blueberries this year, as long as we can keep the chickens from stealing them. I have a couple of rogue chickens that have been getting out and stealing our strawberries. There was a strawberry that was like so close to being done, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go out tomorrow and check on it. And it came out the next day. It was gone. These chickens. So yeah, this bed is still super messy back here. It will get done eventually, but my focus right now is on the front garden. I have patches of strawberries in different spots. We have some here. We have some here. You can see either chickens or slugs are coming and stealing my strawberries. So we've got a bunch of strawberries on there, and those have spread out really nicely. And then we also have strawberries in this back garden over here. These ones just had runners come out of the pot last year, and they just planted themselves here, and I just let them be. There's strawberries here, and then there's more strawberries that I did plant on purpose in this bed over here. So they will spread out and fill up this bed, and that is fine with me. I want them to do that. We've got bee balm coming back up in here. This is our bee balm right here. And we had planted the blue shelling peas the whole way around this garden. They're looking really good. I'm excited for this. Our garlic all looks super fantastic. We're gonna get a really good garlic harvest this year. This will be our biggest garlic harvest that we have had yet. In this bed, we've got carrots and spinach. I decided to just leave this covering on here and let the spinach and the peas and everything grow through it, and then at the end I'll pull it up. Our spinach is looking so good. I'll probably start pulling some leaves off in a little bit. These are all carrots. They're looking really, really good. I didn't do anything special to get the carrots to germinate this year. I just put them in there, covered them with a little bit of dirt, and they did awesome. So you may not have to do any of the crazy methods to try to get your carrots to germinate. This is our permanent onion patch. These ones I dig up maybe once a year, sometimes every other year. They really need to get divided though. You can see how they're like really, there's a lot in there. So usually in the fall, I'll come out here, I'll split up my onions, separate them, put some of them back in the ground, and then the other half of them I will cut up and put in the freezer. And they just kind of keep spreading, multiplying. I haven't had very good luck with planting onion seeds and getting bulbs, but this has been a great way for me to get onions and really not have to put much work into it. You can see our peas are going all the way along the fence over there. I might have planted them a little bit thinner on this side, it looks like. They're not quite as thick. So we have, oh look! Oh yes! Oh, I'm so excited. I haven't come out and looked at these in a couple days. That is gonna go inside and that is gonna get cooked. That is perfect. Oh, I'm so excited. So exciting. When stuff grows and you come out and find it, it's so exciting. This is a gorgeous lettuce here. I love this lettuce. It tastes very good. It is not like bitter. It's very good. I like this lettuce. I don't remember what it's called. I probably have it in my book. If you want to know what it's called, I can look it up. There's a bunch of these that just self-seeded. I just let my lettuce go to seed and then it'll come up. So I have some in here. There's one out in the yard over there if you can see it. There's one right there. There's a bunch out in the yard on that side over there. I haven't mowed, so they are not getting cut down. But they grow and they do so well. Like in these cauliflowers, these were all in the garden over the winter. So these were planted in the fall and I am now getting to harvest them. They were out here even when it got down to 16 degrees. I just had plastic jugs over them and they were fine. So this is so exciting. I am so excited about this. Over here, I had broccoli in this bed. I pulled it out because it was flowering. It was done. I put in our rutabagas. This is my first year growing rutabagas. I had one that was here from the fall. I just pulled out. My rutabaga looks like it is going to bolt. So we're going to go ahead and pull it out. It's my first time growing a rutabaga. Ah, look at it. That's not bad. I'm happy with that. And then that is a green cabbage over there. Since some of my green cabbages in the front got zapped, I wanted to put that one back here because for whatever reason, this garden does not get as cold. The soil is a little bit healthier, so stuff grows a little bit better. And this over here, I honestly don't remember what this is. A lady in our homeschool group gave this to me. I don't remember what it is. So we'll have to wait and find out. Our grapes are looking pretty good. The chickens that have been escaping keep coming out here and kicking all of the mulch away. So I will need to put another layer of mulch around it. And I will need to move our other grapevine over here. Look at these happy sheep. They got a fresh patch of grass today and they are so happy. They are sheared. They're looking really good. I'm so happy. And they should have their babies end of this month, beginning of next month. This one over here, Miss Brown Sugar, she is looking real good. This is her first time being a mom and she's bagging up real nice. I've been getting her trained on the stand. I am starting to get Sugar trained to being on the stand by feeding her up here. She should be lambing by the end of this month. Is what I think. This is my first time having lambs, but she's bagging up really nice, and so I am just getting her used to being on the stand and just kind of used to getting
touched a little bit, so then it won't be as hard of a transition once she has her lambs to get her to get on the milk stand to get milked in the mornings.
So when I had this fence put in for the sheep, it went straight through the middle of my berry patch. So I pulled out some of the thornless blackberries and put it over by the house because the sheep will eat all the leaves off, and that's fine. I don't mind if they have some. There's still some asparagus in there, which will continue to grow. They want to eat it, that's fine. They don't want to eat it, we'll eat it. That looks like a pumpkin. I threw a bunch of pumpkins in there to them in the fall, and I've been seeing pumpkins sprouting up in there, so maybe the sheep are growing their own pumpkins for themselves this year. But there is this other grapevine that I did not get moved, and I might have to wait to move it until it is dormant. This one made grapes for me last year, but the deer got them. So one of the downsides of having the berry patch so close to the woods is that the deer came last year and they ate all of my blackberries and they ate all of my grapes, and I didn't get any of them. So we will move this grapevine closer to the house when we can. You know, it's always something when you're gardening. You never have a year where you plant stuff and it just grows with no problems and no pests and nothing coming to eat it. There is always something. So that's one of the reasons why I encourage people to plant extra, because you never know what's going to happen. Stuff gets eaten, and if you have too much, you can give it away. I'll show you how our chicks are doing real quick too. You guys ate all your food already? Man, the guys are growing fast. These guys are 7 weeks today, I think. They're pretty big already. There are 16 of them, and when they get to be 12 weeks, I will definitely integrate them into the other coop with the other chickens. I am planning on starting one more batch of Easter egger chicks. These ones are Easter egger dad, golden comet, or red star mothers. So I'm hoping, oh, excuse me, sir. I'm hoping that they will lay maybe a dark brown, dark olive kind of egg, maybe. Since we're mixing blue egg genes with dark brown egg genes, I'm hoping for maybe a greenish color egg. But we will see. I'm happy with whatever they lay. The first batch of chicks I hatched out this year, I sold all of them. So I started this one. And my theory is I don't start chicks unless I have room for them. So because these ones didn't sell, I went ahead and waited. So if I start a new batch of chicks tomorrow, they'll be born in 3 weeks. These guys will be 10 weeks. And then when they're 3 weeks old, they'll be ready to bring them outside. These guys will be 13 weeks old. They will be already moved out of this coop. So this coop will be available for the new batch of chicks. And I'm hoping to have this chicken coop done very soon. I'm about to put an order in for some wood to get the stalls in the barn finished and get some work done on the chicken coop. It's just a matter of time. I'm starting a new job, and so I've been doing a lot of training for this new job, and that has been taking up most of the time that I would be putting into making YouTube videos or gardening or different things like that. So hopefully I can have that training done this week and I can get the rest of planting done, because a lot of times my heart just wants to be outside, and it is difficult for me sometimes to sit still and get work done that I need to get done on the computer. Alright, last but not least, I want to check on our fruit trees. They seemed like they did okay with the cold temperatures. I had put the lights around them and the frost blankets on, so I think we will start seeing these develop into pears soon. That one might be starting to develop, and it looks like we will have pears this year, which is very exciting because we did not get a lot of pears. We only had one pear last year, and my daughter had pulled it off way before it was ready. Toddlers. Oh yeah, these are looking good. These are looking really good. That's exciting. I'm a little bit frustrated with my apple trees though, because I bought them as a pair, At least I thought I did. I might have to go back and make sure that I didn't make a mistake. The website I bought them from said that they would work together for cross-pollinating. They would pollinate at the same time. So one is a Crimson Crisp and one is a Brayburn. Well, this one had flowers like very early and they look like they're doing okay. I don't know if they're going to get pollinated. Hopefully there's another apple tree somewhere around here and the bees will come pollinate my tree. So we'll see. But the second apple tree that I have is just now starting to put blossoms on. So just on the very tail end of that one having blossoms, this one is finally starting to make blossoms. So we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully it'll work. I also put in this crab tree that I had gotten from my mom. It's not going to make flowers this year, but maybe in the future it will bloom at the correct time to pollinate one of these apple trees. And then I'm hoping to get one more tree to put in here that it will make some shade for when I have my produce cart out there, so my produce cart isn't just sitting in full sun all the time. And I saved one of the prettiest things for last. We've got some beautiful flowers that are blooming right now. My row of purple irises. They are so pretty. My daughter, every time she comes out, is like, purple flowers? She loves it. They're so gorgeous. This garden is really springing back to life. We've got our violets popping up. Our rose bushes are really filling out. We've got our fennel back here. You can see that's coming up. I need to cut off these, the stalks from the fennel from last year. I have no idea what these bushes are. They put out this little flower like once a year. The bees love it. No idea what it is. It was here when I bought the house. Our oregano is coming back to life. It looks really, really good. I need to cut some of that off and get it dehydrating, get it pruned. Look at this. Oh, it's so green. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we have our echinacea. I am planning on harvesting root this year from the echinacea. I've had it for 4, maybe 5 years. I got it from one seed from the library, and it's one that just will kind of reproduce on its own and expand, and eventually you can harvest off of it. So the plan is this year to actually get echinacea root off of here and to make more teas from it. The kale all went to seed, but it was very good, and hopefully it will drop some seed and it will plant itself for me next year. That plant back there, I don't know. It was sold to me as a cabbage. It never made a head. I think it might be collards, but we never actually ate any of it, so it's just kind of there and pretty. And we have our giant rosemary over here, which is looking really good. It's still flowering. I might cut off some of these parts that are looking kind of dried out. And I was hoping this mum would come back. It had like a tiny little bit of growth down here. Let's see, right there. But that's it. And I haven't really seen any other growth on it. But yeah, I was hoping it would come back, but it has not. I think I'm going to separate some of this yarrow too and put it out on the plant stand. It's sending up fresh, spreading out. This one puts out a really pretty big flower, kind of similar to an elderberry looking flower. And you can use it for making salves and different things like that too. I haven't used it yet, but I have it. So yeah, there's been a lot happening behind the scenes over here, just picking away little bits at a time to get stuff done. Sometimes I'm sitting on the front porch at 10:30 at night, just potting stuff up to go out to the garden. As long as you can find like those little minutes and try to squeeze something into it, you can get a lot done. Even if it's, you know, getting 3 things done before the kids need you again, it can be done. So don't get discouraged if you feel like, well, my garden isn't that far along, or I just didn't get this planted. There's always next year too. It's okay. There is lots of opportunity for growth, and even if we don't get it all done this year, we do what we can, and that's it. That's great. It's better than what we didn't do. So please don't feel discouraged if your garden is behind, or if you feel like you're behind. You're probably fine. But let me know if you have any questions. Let me know how your garden's doing. I'd love to hear what you have planted and what you're excited about growing this year. Is there anything new that you've never grown before that you're really excited about? I will see you next time. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.